Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So, all right, hi, everybody. Once again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody here in the sanctuary. Shabbat Shalom to those who are watching online. And it's really nice for us to be together. And so, Elliot, if you could just take, maybe 30 seconds of just any type of calming, soft music that you would like to play.
Some gathering music.
So that we could just take some time to settle in, to relax, to unwind, to just be present in this space, to let the worries of the world wash away as we come together and taste some of the peace and the joy that Shabbat offers us. Thank you. And to everybody, Shabbat Shalom. On page 10, we are going to join together with the singing of Ma Yafeh Hayom.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
So now we're going to continue. Zena is going to light the Shabbat candles. Take the mic. Zena, take the mic. Page 3.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness remind us of generation of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. ברוך אתה, אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו בר מצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Okay, so now we are going to continue on page number, well, you know what? I'm going to change it because I know that there's a page, one that John really loves. So let's go to page 6. Let's go to page 6. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Together, now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. So as we read this tonight, the third line says, our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. And it made me think of this week's Torah portion, because in this week's Torah portion, the Israelites are in the wilderness, and they are in the process of learning about, hearing about the tabernacle, about what it is that is to be built in the wilderness, the sanctuary, the synagogue, so to speak, the closest thing they had to a synagogue, a place to worship God. And it talks about bringing the lamps, the menorah, which we still have here as a symbol, the 6-branched menorah. There was jewels, lapis lazuli, and other precious jewels that were used to decorate. There were dolphin skins. There were all kinds of different objects used to make this structure. It wasn't a structure, it was a tabernacle that was portable. And we know that as the Israelites made their way through the wilderness, it would be disassembled, carried, and when God showed the Israelites the next place to camp, then the Mishkan, the tabernacle, would be reassembled. And that's where they would do their sacrifices. That's where God would speak to Moses. And then when it was time to continue on their journey, it was disassembled, of course, by the Levites, because that was their duty. They had that honor. And they would disassemble it, carry it, and again, reset it up. And this continued for 40 years. Now, I should mention the Kohanim, anyone who has a last name, Cohen, Khan, something like that, most likely their ancestors were Kohanim. They were the priests. They were the ones who had the honor of offering the sacrifices. They were the ones who physically could be involved with the sacrifices. And most of us were Israelites. We were the basic people, right? But we were important too, but we didn't have any special honors or privileges in regards to the tabernacle. And the idea is that the Israelites found God wherever they were in the wilderness. And we know that when the Israelites made their way to the land of Israel, that the temple was built, and then what happened to the first temple in 586 BCE, before the Common Era? It was destroyed. Thank you. It was destroyed, right? And we were taken to Babylonia. And then when King Cyrus allowed the Jews to come back, what did the Jews do when they got back to Jerusalem? They built, right, exactly. They built the second temple. And then what happened in the year 70 CE of the Common Era? Thank you, Maggie and Mark. The Romans destroyed the temple. And yet we continued as a people. We found our way forward. Even when we didn't have a centralized place to worship, we made a place. We found our place. And when I think of Temple Shalom, clearly I was not here, but I've heard the story. People met at the JCC. And then people met at Bellarmine College, Catholic college, that took us in, and people found it very comfortable from what I hear. They appreciated that. And then not far from here on Taylorsville Road, a house was built, and Temple Shalom moved there and continued to be a congregation to come together for life cycle events, for simchas, for parts of life that aren't as joyous, for holiday celebrations. And then Temple Shalom, as a congregation, came to this spot and made this their home. But Temple Shalom's history very much has mimicked that of our people. Yes, 50 years here and several thousand years in total. But yes, we have been here 50 years. Longer than they were in the desert, right? So I think that when we think about the whole idea of a synagogue, a temple, a sanctuary, which of course is the holiest part of this whole building, this temple, this synagogue, it's important for us to know that while many of us feel a special connection to God, to the Creator, to the source of all life, there are so many words we can use to describe God, and each one, many people have their own way of thinking of God. But the idea is many of us have a special connection in this place, and wherever we go, there we are. Wherever we go, there is God too. And so when we think about the building of the tabernacle and the moving and setting up again, there was change. But we persevered. Our people persevered. This congregation has persevered. And I trust that we will continue to persevere wherever our journey takes us, whether it's here or elsewhere. And I hope that just as all the Israelites stayed together and made their way, I pray that all members of this congregation, after next week's vote, will continue with us and will be part of our temple family and move forward with us together. Can you hear Ratzon? May this be God's will. We're going to continue on page 11 with the singing of Ki Eshmera Shabbat.
Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Oti Leol Mehar Beno Uveni, Oti Leol ישמרני, כי ישמר השבת, אל ישמרני.
Okay, well, we do have a minyan. We did not at 6:30, but we do now. So that is wonderful, because we had talked about if we didn't have a minyan, we would not chant the Baruch Hu. But guess what? We will chant the Baruch Hu. So I invite all to either rise physically or in spirit as we continue on page 28.
La 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach Baruch Adonai Hamavorach Hamavorach Leolam Vaed Hamavorach Hamavorach Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Let's join together on the bottom of page, actually, let's join together on the top of page 30 in Hebrew. And yeah, let's just join together with Imariv Aravim as we join together. And we have 3 Hebrew students in class, so 4 Hebrew students from our class. So this is great. So let's just join together and on top of 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim bechokma poteach she'arim uvit vuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mish merotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil bein yom uvein layla Adonai tzivaot shemo El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Actually, we have 5 Hebrew students with us at the moment. So, in line 4, look at the first word of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lori is behind us. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Tammy. Thank you. She said I'm right. Yay. All right, so look in the 4th line on what we just read, page 30, okay? Now, what is the last word on this line? It's the new vowel. It contains the new vowel that we learned this week. So line 4, give it a shot. The last word. You say it, Tammy? It's almost, what vowels, what's the sound under the shin? She'arim. You were so close, Tammy. Because our shva makes the sound of I. Oh, no cheating. All right, this is a little trickier. If somebody remembers, remember we said in the prayer book that the A vowel is sometimes in bold. If you stay on line 4, look at the second letter, the first word on line 4, the second letter. The A vowel is in bold. So say it, Linda? What does the A go to? Lori, you brought it up. Oh, it goes to O. So that's why, under the chet. The chet, you see how look under the chet, there's the patach, it's an A vowel, but it's bold, so it makes the sound O. We said that the A sometimes goes to O, and in this case, in this prayer book, they help us out by putting it in bold. So it's, who wants to say that word? Linda. That's it. Be-choch-ma. Be-choch-ma. I'm in that same word. I'm in the first word, line 4. Okay, one more question. Look in line from the top, eighth line down. Okay, so what is the rule when you have 2 shvas back to back? You see it? So what is the rule under the shin, and what is the rule with the shva under the mem? Yes, the first one is silent, which means the second one makes the sound I. So for a bonus in class, and no looking at the English over there, who can figure out how to say that word? No. Yes, okay, Linda got it. It's Be, Mish, Miro, Te, Hem. Now, Ivy, I know you had it too. Oh, you didn't? Oh, well, I'm glad that you learned something. All right. Yeah, all right. So thank you for indulging us with with the Hebrew. But you know, when you're learning Hebrew, you don't want to just like learn it and just like you learn it to say the words in class, right? This is a living language. We use it every week. And so there is value in trying to do a little practice so that our students can really not only see their own progress, but also see that, that's most, see the progress, and also see like I'm doing this for a purpose, right? And so to put it into real life. So for those who are not in the class or watching online, thank you for your patience as we help our students. Okay. All right. We're going to continue on page 32. Elliot's going to lead us in the singing of Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael Amecha Ahavta Amcha משפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי כן היינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם לילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
And now we continue with Shema Yisrael, page 34. I invite you to rise either physically or in spirit.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, L'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, L'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. We continue together on 36 with the chanting of Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לתוצפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
In a moment, we're going to join together in the singing of Mi Chamocha. But if you look on the bottom of page 37, the footnote in the middle, bottom of 37, when people come to you for help, do not turn them off with pious words saying, "Have faith and take your troubles to God." Act instead as if there were no God, as though there were only one person in all the world who could help, only yourself. Words by Martin Buber. This idea about helping, about taking action, that is the essence of Judaism. About doing. Our religion, the emphasis of Judaism is on what we do, not what we believe. In some faith traditions, it's all about having faith. It's all about believing. But not so in Judaism. It's about what do we do? What do we do to make this world a better place? What actions do we take to make a difference? Because at the end of the day, it's the actions that change things. It's the actions that create things. It's actions that help people. And even if we wonder about God, question God, aren't sure about God, but we feed someone who's hungry. We give tzedakah to someone in need. We comfort someone who is bereaved. We take actions. We help people. That's what matters, because that's what changes things for the good. And as we come to Mi Chamocha, on page 40, which is when we celebrate freedom, we must be mindful today of what is happening in our country, of people who are being rounded up, who are being detained, imprisoned, just because they are who they are, not because they did anything to deserve it. Freedom is one of the themes of Mi Chamocha. And in this day and age, where our rights are being trampled upon, where our democracy, our constitution, our laws are being ignored, we do not have the luxury to wait for somebody else to fix it, to make it right again. Only if each person truly does what he or she can to make a difference, only then will the way of life, the democracy, the freedoms that we have enjoyed will remain. So let us keep the words of Martin Buber in our minds as we go forth from the synagogue tonight and as we join together in this singing of Mi Chamocha now.
La 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 ya la 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 מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעטה בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלי, נורא תהילות אוסף אלי. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעטר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלי, נורא תהילות אוסף אלי.
We're going to continue now on page 44 as we join together in the singing of Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני, את השמם יביא את הארץ, אשמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
I invite everyone to turn to page 47. 47, let us read the 2 lines together on the top of the page. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. That calls to mind what Martin Buber said. At this time, I invite all to rise either in spirit or physically for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hamorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'yamhot, Umever Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'man Shemo B'ahava, Melech Hoser Moshiach Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayeh hakol atah, Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim barim, Somech noflim v'hofech olim, Umatir hasurim, Umakayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umchayeh, Umatzmichach yuha, V'ne'eman arat l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelujah selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
For some reason, the footnotes are really drawing my attention tonight. On the bottom of page 53, something adapted from Mordechai Kaplan. He said, holiness occurs when power and goodness coexist in perfect harmony. And right now, power and goodness are not coexisting. And that just underscores what was said a few minutes ago about the criticalness for each of us to do what we can do. Some will write letters to our senators and congressmen. Some will go to protests. Some will support financially organizations that are fighting for our freedoms and our rights. Some will do all three. The point is, each of us can do something. We must. Because we know all too well, unfortunately, what happened in the end of the 1930s and in the 1940s. There were not enough upstanders. There were a lot of bystanders. Let us not allow ourselves to be bystanders for the sake of ourselves, our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And that next line too, let's read it together on the bottom of 53. How shall we sanctify God's name? By being holy ourselves. How do we accomplish this? Let our prayers bring us to sacred deed, to actions that promote justice, harmony, and peace. And again, the prayers are there not for faith, The prayers are there so we have deeds, that we perform deeds that are sacred and holy, and that we will act in ways that promote justice, harmony, and peace. The top of page 55, let's join together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Our prayer for peace, for which we will continue to pray and act, Shalom Rav, can be found on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'nedecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et u'v'chol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We turn our thoughts and our minds and our prayers to our loved ones who are in need of prayers of healing tonight, healing of body, mind, spirit. Tonight our prayers are with Sherry Davies, Leah Dolman, Malia Willis, Judy Yesowich, Lev Diggerman, Carla Dunbar, John Lermit, Nash Zaid, Rich Goldwyn, Jim Todd, Madeline Scarborough, Sharon Pratt, Steve Duval, Susan Charlton, Austin Naamani, Carrie Kaplan. I will pass the mic and you're free to please say names of your loved ones you'd like us to keep in our prayers.
Gaba Gabi, Oksana Brudner, Sophia Bergam. Igor Bergstein.
Lily Spence, she's sick.
Odette Sinclair, Smarigold.
Beth Heibel.
Linda Adelson Strong, Justin Strong.
Mark Silverstein, Dave and Polly Brook.
Oksana Brudner, Gaba Gabi, Igor Pergam, Igor Brenstein, John Pample, Sarah Salitter.
Gareth Penner.
May God bring healing to our loved ones. Let us join together now in our Misha Berach prayer for healing. And from there, we will go straight into our silent prayer. Page 253 for Misha Berach.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habrecha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'hakol Yisrael. 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 Oh, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, אמרו אמן.
So I'm only going to say a few words because I said a bunch during the service itself, but I would be remiss if I did not point out that this Shabbat has a special name. It is Shabbat Zachor. Zachor has to do with memory, right? So this is the Sabbath of remembrance. So the question is, what is it that we are remembering? And there's 5 Shabbat during the year that have a special name. But Shabbat Zachor always comes at this time of year on the Jewish calendar because we are remembering something. So I'm just going to give a hint. What holiday are we celebrating this Sunday and next Friday here at Temple Shalom? Purim. So who's our villain? Whose name we blot out? Haman. Right, with our grogger. Okay. So why do we, first of all, why do we blot out the name of Haman? It goes back to when we were freshly in the desert after leaving Egypt. Because what we read at the end, is, remember what Amalek did to you on your journey after you left Egypt. How undeterred by fear of God, he surprised you on the march when you were famished and weary, and cut down all the stragglers in your rear. So who would be at the rear? Who would be the stragglers when this mass group of people are making their way? Kids, women, the old and the young, right? And the infirmed. And then we read in the Torah, therefore, when the Lord your God grants you safety from all your enemies around you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you as a hereditary portion, meaning Israel, you shall blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. And then we're told, do not forget. Right? So we're told, blot out the memory of Amalek. You must do that, but don't forget to do that, right? So if we don't want to forget, we have to remember. So this is the Shabbat of remembrance. Yes, correct. And we have to remember to forget, right? And so this is why the Sabbath before Purim is always Shabbat Zachor. And what also is the connection? Well, in the book of Esther, Haman is referred to as an Agagite. And King Agag was the king of the Amalekites. So that is the connection. So in order to wipe out Amalek, we also need to, right? So that's the connection. So, and it connects with Purim. So this Sunday, AJ, 12:30 to 3:30. Actually, right now, there's more adults signed up than kids. So even if you have an hour, come by. It'll be fun. No entrance fee. And next Friday night, this is the place to be because we have a really cute Purim spiel that's handwritten, actually, by Sheila. Popeye is the theme. We've already practiced. Elliot's going to be here, too, to help us out with parts. You know, he's not Popeye. You'll have to wait and see. But I can tell you Mark is in it, of those of us that are here right now. I'm just the narrator. But it's fun, so please come. We're going to have Hamantashen and other goodies. And, of course, we'll just read a little bit of the Megillah, okay? So this is the place to be. I think I took 2 of John's announcements, but so anyway, Shabbat Zachor, the Sabbath of remembrance. We must remember to forget. And with that, I pass the mic to John, our Bema guest.
Okay. Saturday services will start at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow here at Temple Shalom. There will be no streaming of those services. Okay. Louisville Council of Jewish Congregations presents the Purim Carnival Extravaganza, Sunday, March 1st, 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. at Adas Yeshurun. RSVPs are required. Before I say the next announcement, I feel compelled to sing. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I fights to the finish 'cause I eats my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Whoop, whoop. Popeye Purim is coming to Temple Shalom. The BLT players will perform a Purim spiel they conceived, written by our own Sheila Steinman Wallace, and based on the famous cartoon strip created by Jewish cartoonist E.C. Seeger. It's on Friday, March 6th, 6:30 p.m. here at Temple Shalom. Come see Wimpy as King Ahasuerus, Olive Oil as Esther, Pluto as Haman, and of course, Popeye as Mordecai. There'll be an oneg following that spiel. Temple Shalom's to... Special beverages, okay. Okay. On a more serious side, Temple Shalom to hold a special congregational meeting Sunday, March 8th at 2 p.m. here at Temple Shalom. The agenda will include an update on our finances and a vote on our location, our future location. Those will be the 2 main topics. You've already received a message. You should have received a message already about this. If you haven't, I would say contact the Temple Shalom office and they'll make sure they get it to you. If you can't be there in person, we would expect everybody and hope everybody to be there in person, but if you can't make it in person, then there's a proxy sheet that you can sign and submit your vote on proxy. Mark your calendar. Haya's Refugee Shabbat was set here for Temple Shalom on Friday, March 13th at 6:30 p.m. This year's speakers will come from C Forward and La Casita, 2 Louisville-based NPOs supporting East African and Latino newcomers, respectively. Stay tuned for more details on it. We'll follow this Shabbat service as well. Save the date. Temple Shalom second night Passover Seder will take place Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, beginning at 5:30 p.m. It's open to the entire community. Enjoy a delicious meal prepared by Good Belly. Reservations must be prepared and submitted with the necessary form by March 20th. So you have time. Come. We're going to have some really good food. And the next BLT stands for Bagels, Lox, and Torah. Our monthly Torah study session over bagels and juice is slated for Saturday, March 14th at 10:30 a.m. at the JCC. Am I right? At the JCC. Try to make these sessions. They are relaxed, fun, and inspiring. Support Temple Shalom and save all year long when you purchase a cash book for $20. $10 will go to Temple Shalom. Enjoy valuable discounts on groceries, local restaurants, and fun activities throughout Louisville and the surrounding area. Coupons are good through the end of the year. To purchase coupon books, contact LaTanya in the Temple Shalom office or Matt Doctorow. The Panera fundraising dinner is now scheduled for March 4th. Am I right, March 4th? Next Wednesday, at the Panera on Dutchman's Lane. It'll be from 4 to 8 p.m. There's a group of us that'll get together and gather and eat together beginning at 5:30. And please make sure when you place your order to say that you're with Temple Shalom so that we will receive the discount. I guess it's 25 or 30%, something like that. So it's a pretty good deal. We're in year 3 of our Kadima campaign, and once again, a generous and anonymous donor has offered to match our first $75,000. We're close, but we need your help to reach our goal and unlock that match. So we have till June 30th, and I think we need to raise about another $31,000, I think, or so. You know, that really means $62,000 benefit to Temple Shalom. So, you know, feel free to open up the purse strings there. More details about these events can be found in your weekly email blast. If you are receiving our weekly email blast, if you're not receiving it and would like to, please contact LaTanya in the office and she'll add you to the list and make sure you get it. Thanks to Elliot for leading us in music tonight. Thanks to Laurie Kaplan for streaming services tonight. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, John, for the announcements. Okay, page 288. 288. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. If you are here to recite Kaddish for a loved one, you're invited to rise when their name is read aloud. Tonight we remember Jesse W. Fenwick, Charles Rosenthal, Howard Carrico, Julius Fleischman, Israel Naamani, Pearl Turner, Esther Rosenthal, Hyman S. Corwin, Rosabelle Wolf, Jacob Goldstein, Andrew Goodman, Ernest Palm, Janet Elker, Trina Postelwaite. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may they rest in peace as we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, B'yalma divarach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayeichon uv'yomeichon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'yimeru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olamei olmaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit Allah, shemei dekudasha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimeru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say together, Amen. Please be seated. Our concluding song tonight can be found on page 353, O Javo Shalom Aleinu. Let all of us continue to work for peace and continue to have hope and belief that the world can be better than it is today. O Javo Shalom Aleinu.
Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu v'al kulam. Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu v'al kulam. Salam aleinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu v'al kolam. Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu v'al kolam. Salam aleinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam al keinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu v'al kol yam. Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu, Hod yavo shalom aleinu v'al kulam. Salam al keinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu v'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam.